But I can like call all the time and it doesn't interrupt my Whirlwind really. You will see when you play it, it's much smoother than with Wrath of the Berserk. And we don't need Wrath of the Berserk at all anymore. So here we spin again with our Ancients and then we just spin on this boss and boom, he's already dead. I love Whirlwind. Yeah, spinning and winning with Coda. I love it even more now, man. It only gets stronger. I'm telling ya. Even with this not working progression here, like PTR gives you way less progress, but we are still spinning and we're still winning. And no one's gonna stop us. New setup with Tusk Helm. Don't even need a Shaco for this one anymore, guys. Here, we have Tusk Helm now. Super chill. And we blitz through with our Call of the Ancients. More damage, they buffed it. Gave it more of a buff. And we just keep juicing this build, man. Whenever you see a Crossroads or you see some packs, you can just activate the call. And the cooldown is way less than Wrath as well. And we don't need any more Berserking because of our anger management. This Barbarian is managing his anger. No more anger issues. He's a very calm nature now. He's only like crying a little bit, you know, in case they nerf it. Then he has unlocked a new form of Warcry. You guys can see we can call the Ancients like while we spin. Like there's not a big downtime or anything. You guys can see how smooth it is. Like we can just keep calling. It's extremely smooth. Feels really good. You see, I can call like here. I mean, obviously right now I have channeling, right? But I can like call all the time and it doesn't interrupt my Whirlwind really. You will see when you play it, it's much smoother than with Wrath of the Berserk. And we don't need Wrath of the Berserk at all anymore. Because we get Berserking from anger management here. And we always have to wait at the boss here for a second. This is just completely normal. And then here, the boss also says Sayonara. So that's a hell of a build. You see the boss DPS just went through the roof. 25% more damage. Hell of a build. Hell of a build. This is Season 5 Barbarian build. We'll also try a non-Uber version with this here very soon. Because Tusk Helm is even gonna get a buff. I'll talk about the setup here in a second. Such a fun version of the build as well. You just go in, you call your boys, and then you start spinning, and then you just win. That's it. We always be spinning. Man, I just like love cooking more on this Whirlwind Barb, man. This is just the coolest build, man. This is the build that I played like when the game came out. This is just the pinnacle of fun, man. You know, you just like spin around, you spin and you win, and you're also like insanely fast. And it's just like a good experience, you know. You guys see, it's so smooth calling this, because, you know, with Wrath of the Berserk, what almost like kind of pissed me off is that your character will completely stop spinning, and that's never good if you stop spinning, right? Because then you stop winning, when you would cast the Wrath of the Berserk. So now you don't have to do this. You can just, while you spin, you can just summon your Ancients. And it's just so much cooler. And we also have no more Berserking downtime at all. Like, it's always up all Berserking. And that's just like a big W for this character.
Good morning, Barb Nation. Cleared a 130 pit with spin to win last night, and I was loving it.
Hell
Green gems
yeah.
still over red in armor?
Yeah, I'm playing green gems right now. Big crit with green gems. Like, we're on the PTR here, so it's a bit different with the progression. Like on live, all this would be sub 70 second runs for sure. You guys can see how many packs we have to kill to even get progress here. I mean, we still get it, like, very fast, but man, it's just so good. Yeah, still green gems in the weapon. We're still getting crit. Just the vulnerable is kept now. So we're having some incredible stats here I can show you here. 94 crit chance now. So here we spin again with our Ancients, and then we just spin on this boss, and boom, he's already dead. Like, that guy just dies extremely fast. You see that? And yeah, that is pretty much the build. Anger management. I'll show you the setup. The Call of the Ancient Whirlwind Barbarian with the new anger management and with Tusk Helm. And I'm thinking the Tusk Helm with the unique rework that is coming here for Season 5 is gonna get a rework. So we're on the PTR right now. We're testing the new anger management here. You guys can see my Berserking is just always up. And this Barb build is frankly incredible, especially for killing bosses now. With Call of the Ancients, they buffed this one from 20 to 25% X multiplicative. And we can utilize this now. We don't need Wrath the Berserk no more because our berserking needs are completely solved. And Call of the Ancients has a low cooldown as well. And we could even get another cooldown roll on the amulet. And it also doesn't have this crazy cast animation. You know, especially when you're... I didn't do it well here. But we can reset the cooldown with our Marshal here, and especially if you're stutter stepping, and I'll show this to you once the cooldown is back, it's extremely fast, and we also get additional cooldown reductions for our shouts here from the Disembowel Glyph. So this is an extremely cool setup. I forgot to change the gem here, but usually we are rocking, I think, 95% crit chance, and you guys can see, or even hear, that the Tusk Helm is auto-procking all the time here. Let me actually switch the helms here for a second. And you will hear that he procs, and we can also look at the... I think there's some snapshotting going on even. But you guys can see it's giving us more cooldown and 15% X more damage. And Shaco doesn't do that at the moment. There, you see the proc, boom. It's basically always up. Shaco doesn't do that. The rank plus 4 ranks to skill don't really help us because the main damage is coming from the Whirlwind. The main damage is coming not from the Whirlwind, but from our Dust Devil and from our Turret's Might. So this is a 1.15x multiplier and 10% cooldown, while the Shaco basically only gives you the cooldown and the damage reduction. So we are choosing a 15% X damage over some toughness, but with the helm here, and we can get plus 8 ranks to aggressive resistance. And as you can tell here in the Paragon board, this is already extremely strong. Aggressive resistance already gives me 36% damage reduction while berserking. And I mean, this is always up with the anger management. So there is a great synergy. And you can get 2 more ranks for up to 44% damage reduction here. And who knows what they will do with the Tusk Helm. Like, they're definitely going to be buffing it. You need less berserking. The attack speed also works with your Whirlwind now. And I'll show you here what I mean now. So you can basically spin and cast your engines like while you spin. And it basically doesn't interrupt you for long. Like, I think the Wrath of the Berserk animation time is about twice as long, especially when you're engaging the boss here, like I just did. It's extremely good. And then the rest of the setup hasn't really changed. Again, the planner is going to be in the description. So we're rocking Iron Warrior, Ghost Walker here, the Berserk Gripping. Again, I'm using the Emeralds here for dexterity. I forgot it on the helm, but like, it depends on how much life you want, right? But this life is extremely sufficient, and again, we can reach a 95% crit chance and 6,000 crit damage. We only need 350 vulnerable now because Hemorrhage is kept. We are still rocking Grandfather, but you can also play the Executioner setup, and then you're actually down to 2 Uber Uniques with the Executioner setup, because they also buff the Executioner glyph, and it is right now 1.15, I think. Here, 1.15 on the Executioner glyph. So, but right now we're rocking the Mace setup, no Executioner with Grandfather. We're having 6.4k crit and 95 if I switch this crit damage. And this is basically the rest of the setup, so nothing changed here pretty much. It's mainly the helm that we changed and the Wrath of the Berserk into the Call of the Ancients. So this is all the same. These are all my stats. Obviously we are max capped on everything, 9,500, even too much armor. And insane amount of crit damage, crit chance. We're still rocking the expertise here on X, but we have the Mace selected. Obviously, you can play this with the Executioner glyph and with a polearm, and then you're going to use the polearm for Wrath of the Berserk. And you're going to get another glyph. You're probably going to put the Dust Devils here, and then you're going to put elements on the amulet. And you basically gain elements, and that is going to be extremely powerful. Skill tree is rocking like this. So there's 2 points to unlock, 2 points in Whirlwind. Again, we don't need any bleeds or anything. If you use the polearm version, you can put 1 point into the bleed, but you don't really have to. And then we just have like 2 extra points here. We have the defensive, we have the war cries. Nothing here really changed. We have movement speed and definitely want to use aggressive resistance. This is actually more toughness than with a Shaco, because Shaco only gives you 25. But if you have this one maxed, you are going from 12%, because every point, you guys can see, every point is 4%. You're going from 12 to 44. So on 100 damage intake, you would only get 56, where before you would get 12, which is 88. So that is actually insane. So we actually, yeah, we're getting a big toughness increase from this one. We're taking significantly less damage, and it's way better than a 20% because it's additive. This one is additive. This is also how you can reach Immortal Bar if you max Martial Vigor or if you max Gushal Yell. But this one is not a temper. but it's additive anyways, and we can reach 44% flat damage reduction. That is insane. And again, it's always up. You guys can tell this by the cooldown reduction. It's up all the time. I mean, at least like 90-something%. Here it is 22. So this is like the only source of cooldown together with the amulet. So you see here, I already have 10 cooldown from the Tusk Helm. I don't even know if I can get rid of it. You see the buff also snapshots. You see this is snapshotted now. I don't even know if I can drop it. Okay, I can drop it like this. So there's some weird snapshot. Boom, and it instantly, did you hear it? Did you hear the sound? It like instantly triggers as well. Boom, do you hear the sound? Like this just means that the Tusk Helm just triggers. So this is always active. You don't even need 60%, and they're gonna buff this. So that is an insane setup, and these are the rest of the skills, so nothing changed here pretty much. And then we just changed the Wrath, the Berserk to the Call of the Ancients. Now freshly buffed. It can also help you, you don't need to skill this last one, but it gives you more Fury, 10 Fury every time he does damage. So this will help you with the Devilish procs, and it also CCs the boss for longer boss fights. I think it's just a clear winner. It has way less cooldown. You see here 10-second less cooldown, and it gives you 25x, and you don't have to build it up. While here it was even hard to get the bonus for the Fury spend. So that's really cool. Paragon, we didn't change much, but if you are running the Executioner glyph, you definitely want to be changing stuff. We got rid of the attack speed because we don't need it if we start our step. We have all Hemorrhage here, still 45%, 1.3 on Blood Rage, Martial here, and in the run, the Coda uptime, I'm going to show you some runs here at the end, is really strong. And then we have Disemboweled here, and obviously if you are playing with the Executioner, with the polearm setup, you want to put the Executioner glyph right in here for another 1.15x and then choose Executioner. But yeah, this is a pretty cool Barb build, and I'm looking forward to be playing this in the next season. I think it's also going to be one of the best leveling builds, because even without Uber Uniques, let's say you don't have these, and you take the polearm here, you will be fine, and it's going to deal a lot of damage. And this is definitely, or most likely, going to be one of the builds. Obviously, we have to wait for final patch notes, but this is one of the builds that I want to be playing come Season 5 here in August. Let me know what you think. I'll leave you here with some runs. I hope you enjoy, man. Keep spinning and start winning. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.